Shalom Akim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Rakatham. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Brimstone Well, and to the Akim falconers of the earth, Shalom, Shalom. In these last days and times, right, going through this straight gate, alright, it's necessary, alright, we understand that our path in this ministry is to become producers, of good works. Not just how you say, just a dumb rock. You have to be a lively stone in this ministry of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. All right, because your responsibilities have to be fulfilled. All right, just like the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai did his part, we have to do our part. So brothers shouldn't take their office for granted. All right, every brother has to accept this burden, accept this yoke that the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai has assigned to every member of his church. Okay, so I'm going to read from the book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 15. It says, "If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it." And that's your responsibility as a man of the Lord. You have to be constantly adding, all right, to this ministry. When you hear that we have a responsibility in this ministry, you have to make yourself available to join. The Lord Hamashiach Yahushai talked about the laborers, talked about the harvest. So you have to be part of the labor force to help with the harvest. All right, you have to help out with the pushing of the word, so that our people are willing, to hear, that they can get the word, so that they can have access to it. Okay, so it's very, very important. You understand that the wishes of Hamashiach Yahushai have to be considered seriously. All right. Then it says, "But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casted it behind his back." All right. So what do you expect, when you have distractions, when you have folks that claim to have faith in the Lord, but they end up being a distraction? The Lord have no need of such a laborer. All right. The work has to go on the Lord's plantation. So the Lord also mentioned, through his apostles, that there is work to be done. All right, just like the apostles were taking care of the folks of the church that needed help, even the ones that came from afar that heard the word and repented, they became they made themselves subject to the apostles and the helpers. So that means you gotta have to make time to help the apostles out. Just like folks were helping out the apostles back then, your mind should be in that on that same track, helping out the ministry. All right, so that way the job can be done easier, and that's exactly why you have to grow in the spirit. The word of the Lord was meant to help you grow, to make you productive, not to make you an enemy of righteousness. All right, these are the words of life. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be offended by the word, and it's going to show in these last days in time, when they are put in a top position, when their responsibility is switched up. So it's very, very important you build up your faith to accept the responsibilities of serving the Lord, and you have to move on. You have to grow from grace to grace. All right, and that's exactly what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua expects of his servants, the prophets. The Lord Hamashiach Yahushua said, "What if you love Him? Keep His commandments. Keep His sayings. You know." So I'm going to read from the book of Matthew, chapter 25. All right, just a quick recap concerning the parable of the talents. All right. So you understand, man, that when the Lord gives you a responsibility, you have to use it. You have to be a producer. You have to, skillfully add to this ministry. All right. You have to be a laborer that's willing to put in the time, to get that elbow grease in and help out the body. All right. So Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants," remember that, his own servants, "and delivered unto them his goods." And what is the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua's goods? His sayings, all right? "And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey." All right. So every responsibility the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua has given unto you, always remember, it's not just yours; it belongs to the Lord. That it has to be taken care of. He is sharing his burden. He shared his responsibilities with you. So what does he expect? He expects you to back him up. Okay. "Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that received 2, he also gained 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money." Yeah, so you gotta be productive, man. You have to be enthusiastic about this ministry. You have to be positive. Talk about being optimistic. You have to be optimistic about serving the Lord. All right, the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua has already made known to you what the reward is. Salvation and the kingdom. So what's the hold up? So another precept I would like to bring out, by Shemashai, by Shem Kwakadash, will be from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, "Take heed unto thyself and to the doctrine. Continue in them." All right, just like the servants that received the talents, the one that received the 2 and the other received the 4. "Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt save thyself and them that hear thee." So the more the talents that is generated, the more servants the Lord can get on his payroll. And that's a beautiful thing. That's how a business grows. When the talent, when the revenue, the profit increases, more laborers can be added, to the payroll. And that's what the Lord expects. You have 4 employees get a job done perfectly, generates a profit. You could hire 2 more, and then from there you have 6. And then you get like 3 more employees, and then you have 9, And then that 9 are generating more, generating more output. And then you get 4 more, and that's 13. That's how it grows. It's not as if it's going to be doubling, but you're adding, it's an increase. And that's what exactly the Lord expects from us, So it's very, very important, never to look down on your ministry in serving the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay? So another precept will be from the book of 2 Timothy chapter 14 and 15, it says, "But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned." All right. The job description that the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai has made public for his apostles, for the helpers, for the teachers, you know. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. All right. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Hamashiach Yahushai. And that's exactly what you have to live by. The words of the Lord. Is the ultimate words of encouragement that you could ever have. See all these folks on these different online channels talking about motivation. But at the end of the day, those ideas have to be put to the test. You have to put it into practice. All right, and that's how you you build a solid foundation for the future. Okay, because that test is gonna come, and when that test arrives, you have to be willing, to to stand firm and pass. All right, that's exactly what the Lord is expecting of you, expecting of us. All right, because the hour of temptation is coming up, so you have to be willing to get the work done now, so that your mind will be fortified with the words of faith. Okay, so just to wrap this up, one more precept will be from the book of Matthew, chapter 5. All right, this is what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua said as per the ministry. Okay, it says what? "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is on a hill cannot be hidden." All right. So when you put in a position of opportunity, you shouldn't be trying to hide, man. You should be willing to step forward. Just like the Lord said, a city that is on a hill cannot be hid. All right. So you have to take advantage of that position. All right. "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the room." Okay? And that's your responsibility. You have to bring light to the situation. You have to bring understanding to the situation. You have to bring productivity, to the situation, so that way folks can grow. All right? Progress has to be made. Okay? And then verse 16 says, "Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Okay, so always remember that, man. One brother with the candlestick, another brother with another candlestick, then you have four brothers with the candlestick. So you can imagine how bright that room is gonna be, you know. And you know how it is, man. People like to flock to where there's light. Okay, so that is a mindset that you need to build upon. Okay, being productive, and be a source of spiritual revenue to the brotherhood. All right. So that's upon the Akim Abaratazar. The Lord continue to strengthen you and make you productive. You gotta make you skillful. Skillfully adding to this ministry. Shalom.